famous martial artist Bruce Lee says, be like water, powerful, but always taking the easiest path. See if you can, with your body, move in and out of postures with efficiency, the least amount of resistance. Remember to take breaks when you need them, and always honor and listen to your body. Let's begin our practice in seated. You can always use a block underneath your hips just to give you a little bit more of a tall spine, or you can sit on your mat or a cushion. Begin to attune your awareness to the systems of your body as best you can. Just noticing the arising sensations both within and around you. It's typical for us to be very dominant with our thinking, analytical mind, and it can take some time to drop into our physical body. So be patient with yourself. Give it a few minutes. Your mind might still be rushing, but be kind. Perhaps take an inhale to fill all the way down to the very base of your diaphragm. And a full exhale. And with each inhale, seeing if you can fill the lung space all the way down to the bottom of the lungs so that the belly, the low back, and pelvis expand. Continue to keep the shoulders relaxed down with every in-breath. If your eyes are closed, you can begin to flutter the eyelids open. Place your left hand down beside you. Inhale to reach the right arm all the way up. And as you exhale, lift up and over into a side bend. Option to bring the elbow down for a little bit more length across the right side body. And take an inhale and an exhale. And do that one more time. Full breath in and a full breath out. Press into your left hand. Inhale to rise through center. Reach both arms up. And as you exhale, relax your right hand down. Maybe look up towards the palm. You can release the elbow. And keep the sit bones rooted. Breathe in across your left side body. And breathe out. And take one more full expansive breath. And breathe out. Okay, press into the right hand to rise all the way up. Let's take our arms all the way overhead. Reach high. Keep the rib cage down. And take an inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to take the arms in front of you, create some fists, and just circle out the wrists. I'm just warming them up. Cool, and then go ahead and lean your weight back. You're going to take your left hand to the arch of your foot and your right hand to the knee. And you can start cradle or rocking this leg. So the knee draws back in towards the armpit, just kind of waking up the hip. If you want to go a little deeper, you can always bring the sole of the foot to the arch of your, or rather the elbow. Clasp your hands. And just a gentle awakening of the hips. Good, go ahead and release that foot down. Lean your weight back and then stack your right ankle over the left thigh. You can press into the hands to draw a little bit more length through your spine. If this is too much, come down onto your forearms. Just take a few deep breaths here. Thinking about lifting your sternum plate as you maybe encourage the right knee away from you. Beautiful, and then from here, you're going to bring this right knee forward and take your left leg out to the side in this 90-90 shape. So you have this left knee and it's horizontal to the hip, and same as the front knee. This is going to be really good for building resiliency in your hip joints. So you can go ahead and take an inhale to lengthen. And as you exhale, bring your fingertips to the earth and just slowly lower the torso over that front leg. This is a really nice stretch for the IT band and the glute. And just do some dynamic lifting and lowering. You can do this as well with no hands, just firmly pressing into the knee, the ankle, and the shin. Beautiful. From here, you're going to keep this left knee rooted and see if you can pick up that left ankle. So we're getting some internal rotation through the left femur bone. If you need to, you can always bring your hands down and kind of lean to the side, giving you a little bit of additional support. Tap that left ankle down. From here, again, you can use your hands or without hands. Again, the goal here is to try and keep the torso nice and tall over top of the hips. So you're gonna try and push down through this right knee. Don't let it lift up. And see if you can tap your left heel to your right heel. And then take it all the way around again without letting this right knee lift up off of the floor. And do that about 3 to 5 times, really slowly. Good, we'll do one more. Beautiful, bring your hands to the mat. And from here, we're gonna send this left leg around. And we're gonna cradle the baby. So you can take the hand to hold the arch of your left foot and then just rock the shin forward, or rather side to side. Or maybe tuck the sole of the foot in the elbow. Remembering to breathe here. Beautiful. You can take your left hand back, lean the weight back and stack the ankle. And from here, just taking a few deep breaths in this really nice stretch across the outside of the left thigh. And seeing if you can also bring your awareness to your breath. Finding that once again, that really spacious breath. You're gonna lean your weight back. This left knee is gonna come in front of the hip and the right knee to the side. So we're coming to the second side for our hip mobility here. So we're gonna start by leaning the weight forward. Again, you can use finger pads or no hands. And some dynamic lifting and lowering. The weight of the upper body is acting as a little bit of load, strengthening this joint as it sits in external rotation. Come to a tall spine, option to use the hands or not. See if you can start by just lifting this right heel an inch off the floor. It might feel like you kind of have to tilt forward. See if you can, again, keep the torso tall. And it's just about finding that little tiny lift. Again, use the hands if you need to a little bit for assistance. Maybe holding it at the top there. And then lower. Okay, for this last one, again, keep pressing down through the front knee, so make sure it doesn't kind of lift up and you're not swaying through the pelvis. We're gonna try and tap this right heel to the left heel. It's gonna feel maybe uncomfortable for you. Remembering to use your breath. Beautiful. Okay, let's lean this weight back. We're gonna cross the ankles, roll over the knees, and come into our quadruped posture. And we'll start by finding a few rounds of cat and cow. So sway the belly down, lift the crown of the head and the sit bones, and then curl through the spine, draw the chin to the chest. Inhale for cow, sway your belly down. And exhale to round. Just articulating through spinal flexion and extension. Bringing your awareness to how the pelvis moves in harmony with the rest of your spine. from here, you're going to find some hand heel lifts. So these are really important for giving you some forearm and wrist strength. If you spend a lot of time at a desk, this is really important. So you're gonna keep the elbows locked, and it's easier if you have your knees closer to the wrists. But you might start with one hand. See if you can keep the 4 fingers on the earth and just lift the heel of the hand without the help of the thumb, and then switch. Or maybe you can just kind of lift and lower the hands and do about 10 to 12 of these. When you take the weight back, it becomes really easy. When you keep the load of the shoulders over top of the joint, that's what makes the work for you. Good, tuck the toes under, sit down onto your heels, and then maybe bring the backs of the hands to press in towards one another. You can swing the fingers forward and back. And then go ahead and lean your weight forward. We've got some scapular push-ups, so you can optionally step your knees back and make this a modified push-up posture. So you have a nice long line, we're not sagging through the hips, or you can stay in your tabletop. The goal, once again, is to keep the elbows locked. We're not bending them at all, so keep them straight. And you're just gonna think of your sternum is floating up and down in space, keeping the low back strong. So you're pushing away. The shoulder blades separate as you push away, and they squeeze together as you drop down. If you're really moving here with control, you'll start to feel the shoulders and all of the muscles surrounding the shoulder blades burning up. And let's find our tabletop posture. So you're gonna find that level spine and try to keep the pelvis neutral as you find a twist. So bring your right hand to the back of the head. Headlights of your hips are pointing down, and you're gonna inhale, reach the right elbow up towards the sky without moving the pelvis. So you're just moving through your thoracic spine. And then tap the elbow down, and inhale to open up. And exhale, tap down. One more time, inhale, open up. And exhale, tap down. And this time, inhale, open up. Keep the pelvis pointing down, and see if you can reach this right arm up. Keep pushing firmly through the standing arm. And then release that right hand down. And we'll switch. Left hand to the back of the head. Inhale to open. And exhale to tap the elbow down. Inhale to open. And exhale down. And one more time, open. And down. This time open. And lift this arm up. You might notice that if you're keeping your pelvis level, one side of your spine or one shoulder might have a little bit more range of motion, can reach a little higher, and one might feel a little more limited. And just noticing that. And then release the hand down. Okay, coming into a little bit of core work. So optionally, you can keep the knees down for this exercise, or you can have them hovering an inch off the floor. So you're gonna protract the shoulders. So like we did earlier, push the back of the heart to the sky. Really pull the shoulder blades apart from one another. And then from here, tuck your toes and option to hover your knee. And so you can go ahead and extend this right leg back and draw the knee to the elbow. Really bringing the thigh as close as you can to the heart. And then extend the leg back straight behind the hip. And bring the knee to the nose. Again, try and get the quad as close as you can to the belly. Extend the leg back. And to the left, holding here. Heel towards the glute, quad towards the chest. We'll take it back. And we'll do that one more time. Right knee to right elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze. And release. You can tuck the toes, circle out your wrists a little bit for some rest. And we'll go into the other side. So once again, you can keep the knees touching, or go ahead and hover them off the ground an inch. Extend your left leg back without sinking into the shoulders or the hips. And exhale, squeeze knee to elbow. Inhale, take it back. Knee to nose, exhale. Inhale to take it back. Knee to right elbow. Inhale, take it back. Knee to left elbow. Inhale, extend the knee. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, extend the knee. Exhale, knee to right elbow. And down to child's. Let's go ahead. We're gonna take this right knee back behind the hip, circle it all the way around, and bring the right ankle to the left knee. You can stay here with your hands, or maybe you wanna try turning the fingertips towards you. And just take a couple of rounds of figure 4 cat-cow. Okay, if your hands are turned, place them back to neutral. Tuck your left toes, and let's all try and hover the left knee off of the floor an inch, while also simultaneously pressing the right ankle into your left knee. And then lift up, downward facing dog. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just finding this shape to the best of your ability. And then inhale the right heel to the sky. And as you exhale, step the right foot forward, followed by the left. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Inhale, circle the arms all the way up. And exhale, hands to your heart. Let's go ahead and send this right knee in front of the hip. Keep the pelvis pointed forward, and then bring your left hand to rest on the outside of the knee, and see if you can find a twist from the belly button up. Maybe take the right hand back behind you, looking over the thumb. Whoop. And then bring the chest back to neutral. It's a little hard with the moving water. And then go ahead and see if you can extend this right leg nice and long. And keep the pelvis neutral again, so not tucking it under, not finding too much of a tilt. Rebend this right knee. You're gonna circle this leg all the way around and step the toes back, release the knee down. Let's take an inhale to reach the arms all the way up. And as you exhale, hands to the heart, find a twist. So hook the elbows on the outside of the thigh and turn your gaze to the left side. Try if you can to maybe press your elbow into the knee, and then press the knee back into your elbow to create kind of like a lock, a little bit more of a foundation there. Bring your hands back to center, reach all the way up. Big breath in. And as you exhale, hands to the mat. And step back to a downward dog. And let's inhale, come forward to a high push-up. Tap your knees down, come all the way to your belly. Inhale, cobra. And exhale to lower. Inhale for cobra. And exhale to lower. And just do that one more time. Inhale for cobra. Exhale to lower. Tuck your toes. Inhale to table. And downward dog as you exhale. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Okay, tap your knees down. And then from here, you're gonna circle. So hug the left heel to the glute, lift the knee, keep the pelvis neutral. Circle this knee all the way around and tuck the ankle on the outside or in front of the knee. Again, you can turn the hands or maybe take a different hand variation. Maybe the tops of the hands go down and you can find cat-cow. Just noticing the tilt of your pelvis here and how this external rotation of the left leg changes the sensation of this movement. And bring your hands back to neutral. Tuck the right toes under. You're gonna see if you can brace through the core to hover this right knee an inch, while again, pressing the left ankle into the right leg. See if you can protract, so we're not just dumping into the shoulders, really push away. Find length through the crown of your head. Still finding that really spacious breath. Good, then find downward dog with figure 4 legs. A couple of breaths here. Inhale the left toes to the sky. And as you exhale, step the foot forward, followed by the right. Take an inhale to lengthen. And as you exhale, bow forward. Inhale, circle your arms all the way up to the sky. And as you exhale, hands come to your heart. Okay, bend your left knee. So you're transferring the weight to the right leg. Right hand comes to rest on the outside of your left knee. And then take your left arm back behind you. You can gaze forward or trace your gaze along the floor and look back behind you over your left thumb. Remembering again to keep the pelvis facing forward as you twist from the belly button up. And trace your gaze along the floor to come back to center and extend this left leg nice and long. Couple of deep breaths here. Go ahead and rebend the knee and see if you can circle this leg all the way around. Send the toes back behind you and release the knee. Inhale to reach all the way up. And as you exhale, hands come through the heart. Find your twist. So hook the elbow over the thigh. And keep the headlights of your hips pointed forward. Having that lock at the base of your spine gives you a little bit more leverage for twisting. Hands come back to the heart, reach up as you breathe in. And as you exhale, hands to the mat. Plank pose to downward dog. And then let's all inhale, shift the weight forward to plank. And as you exhale, option to bring the knees down or keep them lifted. Come to the belly. Let's find a baby cobra this time. So tops of the feet stay down. Take an inhale, lift the head and chest, and then hover the palms. See if you can turn the elbows towards one another. And then just skimming the mat. So the palms are hovering. And just take a few deep breaths. Thinking less about looking forward and more about lifting the low rib cage. Really using the strength of the spinal extensors, the posterior chain. Good, plant the palms down, tap your toes, option to create a modified plank pose or a full plank, and back to downward dog. And take a deep breath in and a long breath out. And just do that one more time, full inhale and a full exhale. Bend your knees, look forward, and travel to the front of your mat. And take an inhale and lengthen. And as you exhale, fold. Inhale, circle the arms to the sky. And exhale, hands to heart center. Step your feet hip distance apart. And then take a nice deep bend through the knees. You're gonna bring the arms out in front of the shoulders and then plug them back in. And then see if you can sit low through your hips and then rest the torso on the thighs. And then come to your tippy toes, so lifting the heels off of the floor. And just breathing here as you continue to reach the finger pads forward. And keep the shoulders drawing back into the sockets. And release the heels, breathe in, and then fold forward, breathe out. Inhale, flat spine stretch, and fold as you exhale. Plant the palms and step back to plank pose. Breathe in. Option to take a chaturanga or release the knees down. Inhale, find your choice of back bend, up dog or cobra. And as you exhale, downward facing dog. Take a long breath in and a long breath out. And do that again. Breathe in and out. Inhale the right heel to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. See if you can really hug the thigh in. And bring your back heel down. Rise for warrior one. Take a full breath in. And land here as you breathe out. Deep inhale. Hands to your mat as you exhale. Plank pose on your in-breath. Option for chaturanga or release the knees down. So lift your heart and arch your back. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left heel comes up. Exhale, knee to nose, hold. Heel to the glute, thigh to the chest. Push through the arms. And then step through. Let's spin the back heel down and rise. Virabhadrasana 1. Inhale. And land as you exhale. Full breath in. And circle the hands down. Plank pose on your inhale. Option to stay here, option to flow, or meet us in downward dog. Bend your knees, look forward, and travel to the front of your mat. Lengthen, inhale, and fold as you exhale. Deep bend through your knees, reach the arms up as you inhale. And you're gonna transfer the weight to the right foot, stack the ankle on top of the thigh. Once again, you're gonna start to hinge at your hips, so leaning the heart forward like you wanna lay across your thighs. This time, maybe bring the arms out to a T, and just stay present here with your breath. Think about scooping your sit bones back. Pull the sternum plate forward as you hug the low rib cage in. Okay, now with control, arms come forward. You're gonna switch. Left foot comes down. Firmly plant into that leg, and then stack the right ankle over the thigh. You're gonna hinge at the hips, and then send the arms out to a T. Like you have a bird's eye view. Again, finding that nice long spine as you find this nice stretch through the outer right thigh. Heat building through the low body. Tap this right foot down, bring the arms forward, breathe in. And as you exhale, stand tall. Whew. Full breath in, roll the shoulders up. And a full breath out. Inhale to circle the arms up. And as you exhale, bow forward. Flat back stretch, inhale. And fold as you exhale. Plant the palms, step the feet back to downward facing dog. Inhale, send the right leg high. And as you exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale, heel to sky. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale, heel to sky. Knee to nose. And finding a high lunge here, stay on the ball of your back foot. Hands can come to the thigh to help you. And then you're gonna rise all the way up. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, find warrior two. So find a nice deep bend in that front knee. You're gonna pivot that back heel down. Maybe focus your gaze on front of you or close the eyes. And just once again, coming back to that power. Power like these waves, and yet ease. This balance of effort and ease. And take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, reach this right arm up towards the sky, exalted warrior. Breathing into your right side body. And take a full inhale. And warrior two as you exhale. Straighten your front knee. Inhale to glide your upper body forward. Option to bring this right hand to a block or the shin. Left arm reaches up overhead. You might even like the sensation of holding the ankle if it's available and finding a grip, like a lifting up. This reminder to stay nice and strong and not collapse through the torso. And then once you've kind of found that strength, that lifting, maybe even letting go of that hand, but maintaining the strength through the torso. Bring your left hand to your hip. Rebend your knee. Point the right hand forward. Then you're gonna transfer the weight to this front leg. So come to the back tippy toes, keep transferring, and eventually you elevate that back leg. Right hand can rest on a block or the mat. Left hip is open. And then see if you can send these left finger pads towards the sky. Okay, bring your hand down to the floor. Option to be on a block as well with your hands. And see if you can draw this left hip point down. You might even think about internally rotating that back leg to kind of level the pelvis. And you're gonna inhale. And as you exhale, extend the heel to the sky. Keep that sense of internal rotation through the left leg as you fold over the right. Option here to even take the hands to hold the ankle, really challenging your balance. Begin to bend your standing knee and step the left toes to the back of the mat. Plank pose on your in-breath. Chaturanga or knees to the mat, breathe out. Inhale to lift the heart and downward dog as you exhale. Okay, left heel to the sky, breathe in. Knee to left elbow, breathe out. Inhale, heel to the sky. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale it up. Knee to the nose. And step through. Find your high lunge. Inhale. And as you exhale, land here for a moment. Deep breath in. And then open it up, warrior two. So you're gonna spin the back heel down. You're turning your gaze over your front arm. Flip your left palm. Inhale to reverse your warrior. Find that nice, beautiful side stretch. And then warrior two. Begin to straighten your front knee. Inhale to glide the upper body forward. And as you exhale, find Utthita Trikonasana. Once again, you're welcome to lift with that hand, so pulling on that ankle, and then maybe hovering. Noticing if one side feels a little stronger than the other. Begin to bend into that front knee. You're going to bring your arms out to a T, and then start to transfer your weight to this front foot. So you're coming to the tippy toes of your back foot, leaning forward, and then lifting off. Left hand comes down towards a block or the floor. Right arm reaches up. Really stay active through your back leg. So think about squeezing the muscle to the bone, maybe even flexing the right toes up. Good, the next time you squeeze in, you can bring your hand to the floor, and then we'll go ahead and find standing split. So extend the heel to the sky, take a breath in, and as you exhale, head towards the knee. Try if you can not to open the hips. Keep the hips pointed down and use the strength of your hamstring to elevate that back leg. Option to find the balance posture here, bringing your hands to your ankles. Begin to bend your standing leg and step back. Plank pose, breathe in. Option to stay, option to rest or take a flow. We'll meet in downward dog. And take a deep breath in and a long exhale. And just do that again, full breath in and a full breath out. Okay, got a little bit of core work here. So you're gonna drop down onto your forearms. And we'll do a little shoulder protraction and retraction. So optionally, you can release the knees down or keep them lifted. Once again, we're trying to not to drop or sag through the hips. We're keeping them lifted and in line. Here, we're just moving through the shoulder blades. So retracting and protracting. And we'll do that 10 times. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we'll just take a moment to rest. So tap the hips down and take a breath in Sphinx posture. Beautiful. And then from here, you're gonna come onto the right side. You're actually gonna bend your knees, so they're kind of like in line with the hips here. Left hand can be on the hip if you would like. You can use it to help you up. So you're gonna hover the hips over the mat, and then you're gonna lower and lift. If you wanna add a bit more spice, you can actually lift the top leg. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Let's come down onto our glutes. Hands behind us. They can be fingers towards you or away from you. We'll now work the posterior side of the core here, the hamstrings. So when you're ready, you're gonna inhale to lift the pelvis up. See if you can externally rotate the shoulder bones. Keep the neck in line or the head in line with the spine. And breathe here. And feeling that nice stretch all the way across the biceps and shoulders, the chest. See if you can lift a little higher. and release. We'll go right into the other side. So you're gonna drop down onto your left forearm, and then from here, you're gonna bring the knees in line with the hips. You can use the right hand to kind of help you up a little. And then you're gonna drop and lift. Option to use the abductors of the right leg. So lifting and lowering. Last 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Come down onto your forearms and we'll find dolphin. So tuck your toes under, lift your hips up. Whew, and just enjoy a couple of moments here. Knees can be as bent as you like. And just allowing the crown to relax down towards the earth. And then tap the knees down. We'll take one more nice stretch here. So you can extend the arms out in front of you and then send the hips up towards the sky. You might like to kind of sway through the chest, so left armpit towards the ground and then the right. As long as it doesn't have any kind of pinching sensation in the shoulder flexors. Good, let's begin to rise back up. We'll make our way to the belly. Okay, working on a little bit of shoulder mobility. You're gonna bring the arms out. And from here, you're gonna inhale to lift the head and chest like you would for baby cobra. From here, you're gonna start to point the thumbs down and as far back behind you as you can for internal rotation of the shoulder bones. And then you're gonna switch. So go all the way back and as far behind you as you can. And then speed it up a little, but see if you can just stick with it. We wanna get to the point where it feels like we can't go anymore. Spending a bit of time under tension here. And keep going. I promise it's worth it. You really want to spend a second at that end range where it feels like your arms can't twist anymore. This will make them really resilient. Good, let's relax. Stack the palms and let the forehead rest. And take 3 deep breaths. Back to neutral. Go ahead and extend the arms in front of you. Here, optionally, you can keep the forehead down this whole time, or you can do what we were by lifting the head and chest. So keeping the forehead down, you're still getting the shoulder mobility work, but it's a little less intense. Now, lift the arms. And as you exhale, you're gonna start to pull the elbows down towards the hip crests. Inhale to reach forward. Exhale to pull down. This time reach into a Y, so kind of out to the sides and down. And this time into an I, so reach straight forward and back. And let's continue that a few times. Couple more. Whew, okay, tuck your toes and rise through either plank or modified and all the way back down into downward facing dog. And take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Full inhale and a full exhale. Send the right heel to the sky, breathe in. And as you exhale, step your right foot forward, but your heel down, rise all the way up and over. And finding this wide-legged stance. Bring your hands to your hips, take an inhale, and as you exhale, fold forward. Bring your hands down under the shoulders and just take a couple of deep breaths here, stretching through the backs of your legs. Okay, just like you did before when we were in tabletop, but this time we're in a wide-legged stance. So you're gonna keep your left hand under the shoulder, and you're gonna bring your right hand to the back of your head. Keep the headlights of your hips pointing down, and see if you can open the right elbow up. It doesn't need to go high. Maybe lift the arm now. Notice if your left hip kind of wants to sink down. See if you can once again, imagine you have a tray of teacups on your low back, and you don't want them to spill with the sway of your hips. Okay, bring that right hand down and we'll switch. Bring your left hand to the back of your head. Keep the pelvis level, and then inhale from the belly button up. Using your breath. And maybe stretch the arm all the way up. And release it down. Good, and then we'll start to rise up. Turn the heels in, so we'll come into goddess. So you're gonna turn the heels in and the knees out. And then we're gonna sit low. Maybe start to rotate this right shoulder down towards the earth, followed by your left. And then your right and your left. Good, and then come back to neutral. And from here, you don't have to go all the way down. Remember to go to the depth that feels right for you. So you can clasp your hands together, and then you're gonna start to keep the pelvis and the torso forward. Maybe see if you can lower a knee down, and then the opposite. So we're really doing a little bit of loaded internal rotation strength. Very good. And then from here, you're gonna come to neutral and lift up onto your tippy toes and bring the arms all the way up overhead. And see if you can pulse, strengthening the muscles in your groin surrounding the hips, lifting and lowering. Whew. And then go ahead and relax. Take a deep breath in, and then a long breath out. Good. And we'll rebend into the knees. And this time we'll shift our weight to the right. So kind of finding this side lunge, and then the left, using the support of your hands to start. To the right, and then the left. And you might like to do a full Cossack squat, coming all the way down and switching. You can use your hands to help you if you need to, walking them to the side. Okay, let's come down. So we're now on the left hip, and you can place this left hand down and reach your right arm up for a spinal twist. Hands come down, use the hands to help. We'll switch sides. So lower all the way down onto your right hip. Right hand can come down, and find a nice spinal twist here. Go ahead and release. From here, we'll come into a nice wide-legged fold. So you can send the legs out into a V shape. It can be narrow or wide. The truth is, it's better to actually just keep your spine nice and tall so that you can actually work into the hamstrings, as opposed to try to get your legs as far apart as you can and then round the back to compensate. So try to bend the knees if you need to, scoop the sit bones back, and maintain this long spine as you begin to fold forward. You can bring your hands to rest, you can stay upright, or you can reach the arms all the way forward, coming into this really nice stretch. So optionally, you can stay here for the next 30 seconds to a minute, or you can add a bit of load. So if you're someone who's working on your pancake strength, you might lift and lower the torso. Over the pelvis. You might explore widening the legs a little. If you're stronger, you might bring the arms overhead. I'm not quite there yet. You're welcome to, though. Beautiful. So we'll come into our last couple of stretches. You're going to extend your legs in front of you, and then go ahead and take this right leg over top of the left. Right hand behind you, inhale to reach up, and as you exhale, twist. Okay, and we've got a little bit of a fun posture here. So you're gonna take your hands and start to pivot towards your left. And then from here, you might see if you can take your right hand to hold the outside edge of your foot, and then sit nice and low. This is a great stretch for the IT band on your left leg. Good, and then we'll release. We'll switch sides, cross your left foot over, side. So bring your left foot over the right thigh, hook your right elbow, take an inhale, and as you exhale, twist. Remembering to create that nice anchor through the pelvis, and then twist all the way from the base up. Come back to center. Again, you're gonna start to swivel to the right. Hands can come down. See if you can reach for the outside edge of your right foot, and then lift up. You could release that hip down. And then from here, we'll go ahead and bring the soles of the feet to connect. Knees out to the sides, take an inhale and lengthen. And as you exhale, bow over the thighs. And as you start to slow your practice down here, just thinking of your breath like a wave. Each inhale, the wave of water washing up and over your body. And each exhale, the natural pull of the ocean draws the waves back over your body, out, down over the toes, back into the ocean. And just a couple deep breaths like this. Maybe even coming back to that intention of class being powerful like the ocean waves, yet being smart and efficient, taking the path of least resistance. Are there any areas in your life where you could perhaps let go just a little, loosen your grip and allow? Instead of trying so hard, like when you're clenching in a posture, can you soften? Beautiful. So you have the option here. You can come into a final Shavasana or finish your practice seated in meditation. Whether you're lying down or sitting tall, can you once again bring your attention to the sensations within and around you, without the need to change them or push them away or cling to them. Remember that you are powerful. You are made up of the same organic matter as this planet, as the power and the energy of these waves. But remember that you only have so much power. You only have so much energy. Be efficient. And take a path of ease when you can. Conserve your energy for when it's needed most. And thank you so much for joining me today, for your practice, for caring for yourself. I can't wait to see you on the mat next time.